Jan 1, New Year's Day, 2018. It's going to take me like 4 months to get used to like filling things out with that date. But yeah, happy to see the new year roll in. And, I just want to throw a reasonably quick video together. New Year's Day. I just had my first shave of the new year. I started off with, where are you? Here we are, with this guy here. You know, this is one of my Swedes, right? Like a 5/8, a little worn down, a little beat up, a little old. It's an angstrom. I like angstroms. It was already honed, and I just wanted to like start the year off with a fresh edge, So I went down to a brand new bevel set. It was honed, and then it went through a couple of different progressions and testing. And for me, I like to zero a blade out. If I want to pick a blade up and know that it's a brand new edge, I want to start from bevel set. A lot of people say you don't have to do that. I disagree. Um, because once you set the bevel and then you do all that other honing and what have you, and then you finish and then you shave, and now you're stropping and then you go back and you do something else. You're basically you're doing little tiny. You're adding tiny little compromises to the existing bevel work, and eventually it catches up. So I like to zero it out. I don't care about wear on the blade. It's a razor. It was made, I don't know, back in the early part of the 1900s, and it's here today. And I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be wearing it out, so it's useless anytime soon. Anyway, the shave with this was absolutely awesome. Really was. Nailed that edge. Blissfully smooth, super, super sharp. I got world-class shave. Just feels wonderful. Anyway, so it's 2018, and I don't want to get into well, this is how you make slurry. I don't want to do one of those videos today. I got this stone out. Basically, it's a prop. I have my penguins out. Those are my mascots, and I've been honing on this a lot. And it's a very interesting stone. Has very interesting feedback. It's not super smooth, the feedback. It's a little disarming in a way, but the granularity is a little more pronounced than usual, but it does a really good job of honing a blade. Anyway, so I just had this out, and yeah, I was working on it earlier. I'm using this Tomo now because I actually gave the Tomo I've been using. I gave to one of the guys from Etsy, this guy Corey. He wanted to try something out, and he wanted like a proof positive, like he wanted to know that the Tomo was on point. So I sent him mine, and yeah, I do that sometimes. I don't get too caught up in too many things. I have a couple of pieces that are never going anywhere, and then there's other stuff. If it's here today, it could be gone tomorrow. I don't know. So I got that beast of a stone out, and I was honing on that, and I was like, well, I was honing this morning. I was honing something else. I was working basically on this guy. It's a Shapley American blade. One of those hardware store razors. The steel is kind of hard, and it's a little difficult. And I wanted to work on this too, which, excuse me there for stepping away from camera. This is this little tiny, like, it's supposed to be a Jnat. Well, it is a Jnat, but it's a shard of one actually, but I cut it so it's like perfect, and then I sealed it like I normally do. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to cut off a little piece of this other nubbin, and I wanted to make a little Tomo Nogura for it. So I just grabbed this file, and while I started doing this earlier, I was thinking to myself, it's 2018. People make resolutions. Maybe I should make some resolutions. And I don't want to make any resolutions. I'm not into resolutions. You know what I think? I don't think the file is the right tool for this. Finally. This is probably something nobody should ever try to do. a pair of nips and just. Oh, that actually worked fairly well. All right, so back to drawing board with this thing. Anyway, so here I am making this like mini tiny thing because I just want to have like the world's smallest hanyama. I have no idea how I'm going to go about sealing this thing. I just want to have it. It's a vehicle for me to explain. I just want to have fun. I want to have more fun. I want to make sure that I avoid being too serious. Um, yeah, making brushes. Been using this one almost exclusively for a week. It kicks ass. It's Black Badger. It's a 24 mil knot. The base is a giant die. Um, I drill them and I set them, and I actually put a lot of work into choosing how the knot sets up. And this particular one, I over drilled the hole by like I said, it's a 24 mil knot. The hole is about 25 mil, and I dropped it down about 12. And I sized it until I got this like spot where I could tell, I'm gonna like what it does when it starts to like get wet and bloom and all that good stuff. And actually, I shaved with this today, and it's nuts. It's crazy. It's awesome. And yeah, I've been doing brushes for a really long time. When I started out in shaving, I was started out in shaving. I was a kid, but um, when I got into like wet shaving in forums, I started doing brushes, and like this is my first one, right? This is Eveready 100T. It's got one of those finest two band knots. I think this is an extra stuffed one. I don't know. That's awesome brush, old reliable. I have this nice two-tone Bakelite Caitlin base actually. Um, this is a what do you call it? DO1 two band from Shave Mac. Love this knot. It's a puck killer. Okay, it's an awesome shaving tool. That was done early on by me too. There's been like literally hundreds. I sold them all on shaving forums and the BSTs or the guys just emailing me. I was doing these for a while. This is another two band DO1, but I was having these handles made up for me by a gentleman down south, and it's like a nice burl of I don't know, maple, oak, something, I forget. Um, Hand rope finish. Yeah, it's really sweet brush. I love these styles. They're a little top heavy. They don't balance, but in the hand when working, it's hard to beat one of these. But putting it down is a pain in the butt. My turnbacks, I have this nice turnback. I travel with this sometimes, and it makes a nice little traveling package. Yeah, I reknotted this one. The tube is not perfect. There's some brassing on it over here. You can maybe make that out. But in general, I don't care about that. I just love the fact that it's made it this long in life without being destroyed. And reknotting it was a trick, but I got it done. And yeah, it's another one of those two band finest. Very nice. And one of my pride and joys, all right, is this puppy. 26 mil. It's a silver tip, extra stuffed Caitlin handle. The lettering came out pretty good on this one. I really like that shape. I told you, really good for whipping around, but standing it up, they tip over very easily. So this is just sitting around. Anyway, that's some of them. Those are the ones I kept. I literally have sold like hundreds of them. I was just buying the handles by the box when I got out of it. I think Nelson has the remainder of my handles. I think I gave them to him because I wasn't doing it anymore. I needed to get away from it. Sometimes I need to do that. So anyway, I felt like going back to it, and I want to take a new direction. And I've been doing the dice brush for a long time, but they're not that easy to get without like stupid lettering on them. And they're not expensive, but they're hard to get, and machining them is a trick. but this one's a little damaged, so I kept it for me. And when you put it down, you can knock it over, but it's not as, these are more precarious. These are just like grab it and go, man. And I don't know, I kind of like this feel with the square. I don't know, it's me. Just one of my things. So I'm bringing that back. I'm already like engaged in doing more brushes, and I have a red one ready to go somewheres around here. Eventually, I'll probably get it on my Etsy shop. And then like I said, I'm still doing honing. I just want to say Happy New Year to all the people who've been supporting my channel, and the guys who come out and leave comments. Um, I saw a couple of good videos this morning. Mark Dayak did one with, I hope I pronounced your name right, dude. I'm sorry if I didn't. I'm bad with names, but that's how it looks like it should be pronounced. He did one on a lather catcher, and it's kind of interesting because another guy from Shaving Forum, Keith, had mentioned them to me about a week ago, and they're not my thing. But I just see like how things in this shaving community happen. Like a week ago, somebody mentions a razor that I don't normally see on a video, and then boom, some guy's doing a video with it. So that's kind of cool. Video of the week though has got to go to Caleb because Caleb put up a video of Krispy Kreme, and had nothing to do with shaving, and I just thought that was cool that he just put a little piece of his life up on his channel, and yeah, I thought that was dope. Anyway, happen to like Krispy Kremes. So that was interesting, and then there's like James Salazar, Jam and G.I. James. He does great videos. I caught a couple of his streams this year. They were really interesting. James is very enthusiastic about his shaving. You can see it in his face when he's shaving. He's just got his eyes are lit up, and that's like really good. That's like how it should be. Oh God, there's just so many. I don't want to like start listing stuff off because then someone's going to say, how come you didn't, how come you didn't mention me? And it's like, because my brain is frozen. All right. Plus, I'm honing right now, and I'm also like trying to work around a microphone, which is between me and the stone, and it's a real pain in the ass. Um, anyway, the stone is actually smoothed out a lot. It's taken about 4 honings to get here. I really, it's kind of unique. Normally, if a stone is a little like, for lack of a scientific term, a little bumpy, um, that smooths out readily, quickly. The very hard stones, if it's a little bumpy, it takes a little longer because, well, it's harder, so it's longer to wear. This one's not that hard, but getting this surface like to this point where it's at right now, it's really taking some work, As the stone polishes up and it starts getting this nice feel, I starting to really enjoy it like a ton more. I liked it to begin with, but now I'm really digging it. I shaved off the stone directly off of it as a final finisher, and it does not give me the super lightsaber edges. It did give me a really fine edge that was also ridiculously smooth, and that's when this was very bumpy. All right, now that I'm here, okay, I worked on it a little bit last night with some wet dry paper and then a couple of Tomo Nagura to bring it down, and now it's like uber smooth and uber slick, and very happy with the feel. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to bore you with like going through a complete finishing progression. Um, I'm just going to put a finish on what is essentially a finished razor and check it out, and then I'll zero this out to bevel set, work up, and then do a full final finish on this to get a perfect read on it. Because that's the way I am, and that's how I do stuff. Anyway, it's 2018, so I've said it a few times. I'll say it again. Happy New Year. You know, keep in mind, shaving, wet shaving, straight razors, honing, all this stuff. Really, it's really supposed to be about enjoyment and having fun. I actually had to go back to the bench and reshoot the ending. My phone did something a little weird, so if this scene looks a little different, that's why. Anyway, so like I was saying before, honing is about having fun. Make sure you have fun. You know, people ask questions, try to help them out. Remember, you were new once and you didn't know everything. And here's a shock: you probably don't know everything now. Sure as hell I don't, you know. So, personally, just speaking for myself, I try to always stay in a state of open mindedness so I can continue to learn and continue to grow. The day I stop learning is probably the day I start dying. Anyway, on a positive note, it's the beginning of 2018. Have a happy, healthy, and wonderful new year. And until next time, take care. See you soon.